Welcome back. This is M Dog. It's been a minute. Happy holidays, everyone. And wanted to take an opportunity to. We'll do a little bit of fishing here. Mostly, I just wanted to kind of say hello to everybody. Greetings. It's been a while. Try to get some momentum back on at least on the YouTube side of things, and then we'll see from there on. Trying to find some time to occasionally do a stream again, perhaps. But there was a recent announcement. I thought we could talk about that here. Let me first just kind of talk about where we are fishing, and then we'll talk about the new water body announcement. This is a nice spot to be fishing at with to allow for us to discuss something else because it's very slow. What this spot is about here at Ladoga is the opportunity to get some trophy Crucian Gibels, which, do you really need to come to Ladoga to do that? No, obviously not. However, there's been I think at least looking at VK, it looks like there's a reasonably decent blue tag rate. So, if you don't have a blue tag, especially Gibel, I would say it looks like blue tag Gibels are, theoretically a reasonable chance of getting those here at Ladoga. I haven't even checked weeklies yet. It may not even be that weeklies are here. Oh, they are. Never mind. They're all here. So there you go. Now, Crucians, I would guess, are going to be somewhere else. But I could be wrong on that, too. Just depends on how many people are fishing in this spot. So if you look at Crucians, I had to see amber at top. But, you've got your Old Berg and Mosquito showing up. But, yeah, look at that Gibel carp, Ladoga. So there's the bait we're using. And it looks like it's a range of days, so this isn't new. Some of these are today. Today is the 11th of December, but some of these weeklies actually go back a couple days. So where are we on the map? Kind of here at C3, D3 edge. The coordinates are 3668. One thing I don't know is if it's better to be casting a little more west, which you would kind of think might be the case with all of the green stuff in the water. Or is it more south? So I did leave one facing a little more south direction. And let's see what this is. It's very small, whatever it is. I don't even think that's the right fish. Okay, so that might be enough evidence. I'm going to throw this out here one more time. That might show me, though, that over here is where we want to be. Our first Gibel did come from one of these two rods over in this direction. But we'll put this one a little more south one more time. Because, honestly, the fish that you're going to catch that are worth noting in this spot is going to be at nighttime. It's not going to be, in the afternoon or the morning necessarily. It's more, maybe early morning, but it's more likely to be nighttime. So I think, early info, to me, it might be more about casting, kind of setting them up, the three over here. But anyway, I'm using 7.4 fluorocarbon liters. I think you'd be fine with, anywhere in that range. You certainly could go smaller than that. You're not going to have any problem pulling out these fish with smaller. Other than the smelt, I'm not really expecting to catch any species other than Gibel with occasional Crucian mixed in. But we'll see. I am using a somewhat different mix here, but I think you're probably just as good going with your standard Crucian Gibel ground bait mix. Large one hooks, pretty standard when you're trying to just hit trophies as much as possible. So yeah, that's where we are, and that is what we're doing. 7 to 8 meter clip for this spot, and hopefully at night maybe we'll get to see a trophy come in as we're talking. I don't know if we will or not, but let's hope so. So anyway, thinking about, do we want to start a leveling guide? I had been planning to start one. It's been a couple months ago now, and ultimately just decided against it. The only change to the game since I've really been playing a lot is, the things that happened at Quarry. So last time I streamed or put any content up at all was like the day or the week that the Quarry changes were made. And then this week, we got the sort of, to me, was a surprise. I didn't see this coming, but we did get the announcement of a new water body. This was posted on November 29th. So I guess that's been over a week ago now. And if you haven't heard about this, we don't have any specific info on the time, but I've never seen them use this phrase before, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, by the way, because we've had this same conversation multiple times when we get new information, right? Like we overanalyze the language, the verbiage that's used, and sometimes we read into that. Even though this says imminent release, I'm not going to be shocked if this thing doesn't come out till 2022. I mean, till 22. Imminent doesn't mean imminent necessarily. So we'll see what that ends up meaning. But anyway, it does say that the water body will feel quite a bit different from existing ones. The map, is my camera blocking? Here, let me see if I can. Let's just do that. So I was just going to take the camera off it. We can just do that. That'll be fine. Okay. The map presents a group of islands located in the northern part of Lake Ladoga, which I didn't even think about that when I picked this spot to fish on, but it's kind of cool that we're fishing at Ladoga on this video, I guess. So this supposedly is going to be the northern part of Lake Ladoga. So same general area as where the current Ladoga map is, I suppose. Surrounding waters are inhabited by more than 40 species of fish. Notice that doesn't say new species. It just says there's 40 species of fish. Presumably that means that's how many will be on the map, right? The difficult bottom topography, great depths, and unpredictable weather conditions. At what point, like how old was I when we stopped putting a comma after the second thing that we're listing? I'm pretty sure when I was in school, you had to put the second comma, but I do think at some point we've dropped the second comma. Anyway, great depths and unpredictable weather conditions make fishing here especially interesting. Experience the new Ladoga. I don't remember how to pronounce that word, so I'm not going to say it out loud. It's on the tip of my tongue. Coming soon. So now we get some pictures, and the pictures are more interesting after you see the third image here, which is actually, our map. So, this will be, you see how slow this spot is? I hope we actually get to see a couple fish once it's overnight. If we don't, I may be doing something wrong. The weather's pretty steady. I mean, there's nothing about the weather. Oh, we're getting a nibble. What do you know? So here is the map. So when I first saw this, I was like, wait, there's going to be a boat, right? And then you think about it, like, of course there's going to be a boat. We're going to have a boat on this map. Like, there's no way this map doesn't have a boat. So anyway, very little land on this map. It almost is like Octuba without the land. Or Ladoga, is going to be what it's most similar to. I mean, I think you should look at the fish species list on current Ladoga, which we can do in a minute. And you just sort of presume, like, there should be a lot of overlap. So when I saw this, though, the second thought I had is, oh, we're finally getting sort of a map and a fishing setup to justify the conventional reels that were added when Tunguska came out. I don't know this to be true, but that's what I thought. I thought, okay, they're going to set up, this is going to be a high-level map. They're already emphasizing difficult, right? Because of the bottom, how deep it is. That increases how much spool you'll need. If the fish species are on the larger side and fight really strong, again, increases the spool and the strength of the reel, rod, your gear overall. So what I'm thinking is high level, There's some really deep areas in here. I mean, I won't state the obvious, but if you pull this up and look at the numbers, there's some really deep areas. Most of it's going to be either trolling or going out in the boat, right? Anchoring up, drifting, whatever. We do have a little bit of land, so they can still do maybe a little bit with bottom fishing. I hope that there is some fun bottom fishing to be had. I don't really know what this 30 is. Does it say minus 30? Is that what that says? Minus 30 on the land itself? But let's talk about the land. If I can figure out how to exit. Oh, did this just pop up a new window? Okay. Let's talk about the land. So we know that this symbol is camp, right? So that's going to be this first picture. There's camp. Let's see if we've caught anything. Looks like there's something on this one. All right, let's see if this is the right species. I think it's another roach. So it's like the roach just came in, right? We're going to keep this one south, though, just to see what happens. Let's make sure we don't have a fish on this third line. I don't think we do. It's interesting that the third line, at least since I've been paying attention, hasn't caught a fish. And it's the farthest west, right? So I don't know if the sweet spot might be sort of here. We'll see. Okay, so let's look at this. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. This is probably confusing, isn't it? Current Ladoga, where we're actually fishing. I'm tab targeting to future Ladoga that we have minimal information. We just know it's coming out imminently. So we see camp here. Okay, remember the picture. So we know that this is this island we're viewing. So the question is, you got to think about angles here. And do you think that this island here and this island here, because you see you've also got some others in the distance, right? The ones that are closest, these two islands, is that this island here in F6 and this island in G6 right north of camp? Probably, because there aren't any other islands visible, presuming that directionally, you know, the islands continue in that direction. So the largest island over here in D5, which ultimately is probably not that much real estate. Most of this map is going to be water, but for whatever it's worth, the largest one isn't visible in this picture, which makes me think it's this one here, right? It's the one that has buildings on it. It's going to be this symbol here, or where the flag is. It's the one that has building on it where you're going to sell your fish, potentially have a cafe. Maybe. Is this going to be another non-cafe map? Hopefully not, but could be. You know, where you're going to get your tackle shop and that kind of stuff. There's the boat, right? I didn't notice that when oh, shoot. I didn't notice that before. It won't let me zoom, will it? Maybe it will. All right, now we're on this one. Let's see. Control plus. Yeah, that looks like a dock. Is that the old boat or is that a new boat? I mean, you see the red. That's clearly a Class A boat. Is that a Class B or is that a new boat? What a time to have a new boat this would be, right? When we're going to be spending so much time in the boat. How cool would it be to have a new boat that has places to put your bottom rods? Please, RF4. That could just be a class B boat, right? I can't tell. I can't tell with any certainty. Do y'all have opinions on that? And you know, I'm not going to sit here and speculate. There are different buildings. We'll see what they are. So yeah, I think, I guess I'm not sure, like, which. Okay, if we know that that is this island, then the camera appears to be on this island, right here in E6, perhaps. So that's a decent shore there, as long as you can get off the shore. Again, there are some places potentially where we can bottom fish. And if you look at this map or this island and you think about the size of current maps, it looks like we'll have some some land, right? I mean, that looks reasonably sized to me. As long as some of these spots around it are like good fish producing, then that's cool. But if you notice, you are looking at a situation where I just don't know that from any of the islands you're going to be able to cast to the depths, right? At least that's my impression. I could be wrong on that, but that's my impression. If the distance per square is average for what it is on other maps, which it is different per map, as you know, but I'm assuming we're not going to be able to get up to like D3 into the 39 meter hole from this island, Just depends on how big the squares are, how many meters. Maybe, but anyway, so that's all we got. I mean, that's all the info we have. Let's check, see if we've caught any fish, by the way. Yeah. All right, so here's a fish from, look at this. What is going on here? Yeah, I don't think south's where it's at. If you're here to catch, the Crucian Gibel trophies, I'm just not sure that south is where it's at. Oh, yeah. This is where it's at. Look at this bad boy. I mean, that is a monster Gibel, right? Monster Gibel. And that was like pretty far west over here. I think that's where you want to be. Somebody just said, I feel bad, so close to Super Trophy. I don't even know. Is it 3.2? Did we really just get pretty close? Hold on. I mean, I'm not going to look it up because that might take me a second. I just don't, I don't keep numbers like that, like at the top of my... But I was going to see like what some of these Super Trophies that have been caught in this spot, what size they've been. Yeah, 3.2. Wow. That would have been a heck of a first video back. Man. Okay. So, other thoughts on this news, and we can go back to like, watching fish actually see what's going on in real time while we're fishing, while we're talking. But other thoughts I have, I've been away a while, so I just thought we'd talk for a minute before we wrap this up. But, and honestly, I say this, I'm not being cheeky when I say this. Fly fishing must have just ended up being a lot more complicated than we first thought. What's going on with... Oh, we're fine. I mean, how long has it been? And I say that rhetorically. I'm not going to answer that question because I have no idea. It's been a while is what I'm saying. I just, if I could go back in time, I would have never predicted, and I should know better than this, but I would have never predicted we would be almost to 2022 and no word, no update, anything about, thanks for the follow, by the way, about fly fishing. Wow. Right? But here we are. And so, maybe some people will claim like, oh, maybe it was never being worked on. The community was wrong about that fly fishing was coming. I don't believe any of that. I just think that they are committed to not releasing it until it's fun and as accurate of a representation of fly fishing as they think that they can make. And it just must not be there. I think I've shared this before, but I think fly fishing has been in the development process for literal years now. I think it was at least somewhere on that whiteboard, to-do list. We're looking at it way back when Belaya came out. So that's what I believe. No one's ever confirmed that for me. I could be way off. And I won't get into the details of why I think that, but things that were said by community managers that haven't been around now for a long time. Back before Belaya came out, baits that came out back then, little clues that we were given, and then obviously the like fly fishing reels being pictures put on mosquito and stuff. Like, was that really intended to be, hey, let's just put this teaser out here knowing it's going to be a year and a half or more, before? I don't think so. I think it's just, kind of like another game company that is pretty unpopular these days because of their workforce culture, but it's ready when it's ready, and apparently it's not ready. So that's one of my thoughts to see this update. Like, it seems like right now, to me, this update that makes me think we're leaning into those conventional reels. So Tunguska came out, and this also, this has been said before, that at least at different times in development of RF4, they've been pretty committed to, or they've communicated that, hey, we work on multiple maps at the same time. We have different things going, right? And as something kind of feels like it's getting ready, then it's like, okay, now we're focusing on this, right? I'm sure there is a plan, but my sense is that there's also some flexibility on like, okay, this seems like the right time. Now, I also, when you read, just real quick one more time, when you read imminent release, that feels like, it's been a while since anything has come out. We're looking at the numbers, and at least in some regions, maybe not all regions, in some regions, the numbers are kind of going dip in a little bit, which there's a natural, like, wave of like, okay, more people are playing because something new has come out or whatever. The pandemic hits, everybody's got tons of time. There's lots of factors, right? But then there's also dips, there's valleys. And I wonder if we're not in a valley right now and it's like, let's show something, and let's say it's imminent. Maybe it is imminent, but let's stress the fact that, hey, game's in development. We're coming out with stuff. And it looks like this is what we're getting. And to me, this is those conventional reels, they felt weird. Tunguska came out, conventional reels come out, and you're like, wait, what do we need this for? Why are we spending, whatever it is? How much is it? 100,000 silver or more for some of the top end conventional reels? There isn't anything in the game right now that justifies that, right? This map, these kind of depths, not knowing what fish are going to be there or how big and strong and how much fight they're going to have, but maybe this start, you feel like, oh, yeah, I'm glad I've got that conventional reel. All right, third fish from south side over here. Okay, it actually is a Gibel. So, maybe there's a chance that this whole area is worth fishing. That kind of makes me want to, like, put the middle one here, seeing that. We'll keep it going a little bit longer. I will wrap this video up soon, but so still no word on fly fishing. They're coming out with another high-level map, if I'm right about what this map's going to be. Imminent, to me, if you say imminent and then it doesn't release before 2022, that's a little suspect. So I'm thinking that this is going to release. Something else I've noticed, they're continuing with the tournaments, all of the in-game tournaments, but the focus recently seems to have been, let's get people in some competitions that don't have the standalone. So it seems like they've been creating some stuff that even allows Steam users. What have I seen recently? And where have I seen it? I might not be able to find it right now. But there's been, like the Old Berg and the... Like right now, there's one coming up at Quarry. And I believe these are comps for everyone. Special events, is that what they're under now? No. They've got these winter season gifts. One thing I'm sad about is, at least so far, there hasn't been any at least announcement that I've seen. Do y'all remember last year? Like, and maybe it doesn't happen until Christmas, so maybe there's still a chance, because I feel like it was like Christmas to New Year's last year around that. But because we don't have the festival yet, right? Like, we don't have all the Pomar stuff for sale, all the Christmas, things, snowmen and cheap tea, whatever. I really want them to have some kind of event again. Last time, remember, it was float fishing at Mosquito, where you caught presents, and there's a small chance you can get something really nice. I really liked that. I think it'd be cool if there was variety this time. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be float fishing off that same dock in Mosquito. But I hope something like that is coming again. Man, I thought that was so cool. That was a really creative new type of event from what we had had previously. But anyway, let me see if I see this. Where would they advertise for that? I don't think it'd be under standalone tournaments because it wasn't. Anyway, hopefully y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, under the news. Oh, is it on Steam? Is that where I've seen it? Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm so organized right now. What is wrong with Steam? Yes, here it is. Okay. So, in-game tournament, and this is for players from all regions. Now, is this Steam only? That's now what I'm wondering. I wouldn't think so, because it starts 1 hour before the tournament using the in-game competition system. So as long as you're in-game, it looks like you can. And, it wasn't that long ago that they had the Old Berg one, right? And I have no idea who won this. But that's cool to have some things like this going for people even that play through Steam. Which, by the way, if you're ever wanting to switch to the standalone so you can participate in other competitions and stuff, just look on the forums. There's a easy, free way to do that. So anyway, fly fishing, still no word. Because I do like bottom fishing and just having a variety of stuff, I'm a little concerned about this next BAP being Ladoga Archipelago. Anyway, I hope that just because, the last map we had, Yama was so heavy on spin fishing. Might have been intended for fly fishing. I don't know. But anyway, so that's the only thing I'm a little nervous about. I hope that there's something else coming that will provide a more like balanced. I mean, I honestly, y'all know I love carp fishing. I'm ready for another carp map. I'm ready for I know amber's awesome, and it is, and you could never fish amber long enough to feel like you've really exhausted it. But I'd love to see some more variety in carp fishing. But anyway, and that's the other thing. Remember at the end of last year, the post, and I'm not going to go find it. You can go find it if you want to. I'm not trying to be salty or cheeky here, but I'm just saying, at the end of last year, they said in the coming year, and obviously they said new maps, blah, 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 new fishing style, right? And at that point, we were already kind of like, wait, that's got to be fly fishing. We had all the clues and everything. So this year's almost up. Again, I just think it'll be ready when it's ready. Okay, I'm just blabbing along at this point. I'll continue to share my thoughts as more information comes out. And also, if I start a new leveling guide or just continue to do spot checks and stuff, the bottom line is I'm wanting to get back and build some traction, get back into the momentum of creating content, being able to interact with all of you guys. And frankly, I've just taken a long break from fishing. And that's been really good for me. Not a bad thing. It's not a slam at the game. It's we all need a break at times, right? And what have I done with my break? Well, I've been pretty busy, right? I've been work, family, real life stuff. Also, been playing a lot of single player games. Just like enjoying Assassin's Creed Valhalla all over again as if I had never played it before, which I had. So you know, playing baseball, MLB The Show. I mean, just kind of, just been doing some different things, recharging a little bit, coping with how busy work's been in different ways. But I'm ready to get back to fishing, and I'm also mostly just ready to get back to putting content out there and being able to interact with you guys. I hope that that includes through streams. It's easier for me at least to start to build some traction up again. I think just kind of focusing on YouTube first, but we'll see. We'll see. Thanks as always for the support. Yeah, you know, come get your blue tag. Gibel, I can't believe how close we were on this one. I knew it looked huge as we were reeling it in, and it was literal, you know, it was laughing at me. Anyway, peace out, guys. Best of luck, and I'll see you next time.